Also coming out of Idaho, the Doomsday mom case, Lori Vallow. Her murder trial started this week with jury selection. No cameras in the courtroom. That's okay. We've got the best set of eyes in the business, Brian Enton. He's had a front row seat. He'll be there for the duration. He is joining us now live outside the courtroom. Thank you very much for being with us. What do you have to report on the day?
Well, Chris, we thought they were going to pick a jury by the end of today. It was feeling very, very close. It did not happen. So tomorrow they'll get back at it. They're actually starting court late tomorrow. They're going to start in the afternoon, likely finish up the jury selection process tomorrow, and then maybe we'll have opening statements on Friday.
Now tell me about this interview before you should toss this out.
Yeah, I mean, this was really wild. I can't get over with this whole thing, the Doomsday cult. It's all so crazy and shocking and hard to understand. It's hard to get people from the inside to talk. We finally got someone who knows Lori Vallow, who was in the inner circle, who knew the way she was thinking and saw the progression from when she was this wonderful mother to when she joined this cult and changed so much. This is someone who knew Lori. Listen to what she told me.
They don't see the zombies as people. They see them the way someone would see a cockroach being controlled by a parasite. When these people have these beliefs, killing the kids to them is mercy.
Now, this is going to have a very interesting legal effect. Go ahead, Brian, please.
No, I was just saying she's essentially saying, Chris, that Lori Vallow saw her kids as cockroaches being controlled, and that the only way to free them so that they could go to heaven was to kill them.
And yet she didn't announce those intentions to everyone because it was such a deeply and profoundly held belief. And that will be a question for her team to deal with to the extent that they put on a case. Brian Enton, once again, thank you for getting us deeper into the situation. Appreciate it. Joining me and Mark Geragos now is jury consultant Susan Constantine. So we've got to unpack this two different ways, okay? First is in terms of how you populate a box, knowing that you're dealing with a defendant who has a strong cult presence in their life, and then what do you do with that on the defense side? So let's start with the jury. Susan, in your experience, when you have a client who part of the story here is going to be, yeah, she believes crazy things that are the explanation, what kinds of people do you want in the box?
Well, people that think outside the box. Those are not those very critical thinkers, those ones that are more left brain, that are more authoritarian. I'm looking for those that tend to look at those gray areas. They're more open-minded. As I shared before, I think it was on the last time I was on your show, those are those ones that tend to be a little bit on this conspiracy theory kind of side of the brain. So those are those ones that are kind of suspicious. They don't think on the norm like most of us. And you can really you can determine that really by, number one, some of their own social media. Hopefully there's somebody that's in the courtroom that is looking up each one of those jurors and trying to read through the things that they're reading, what they're posting, what organizations belong to, what are the things they're talking about, gives you some insight into how that person really thinks, what they're really reading, what's important to them. And on the other side, right? I want those conservative, those very authoritarians. I want to have those managers and people that have no problem with looking at all of this information saying, this girl's a wackadoodle. And so, it's a kind of a tough thing because the only way to find out how that person really thinks is you're going to have to ask questions.
So, Counselor Geragos, thank you, Susan. How do you thread the needle on hey, this person was only motivated by this real, maybe not sickness because we don't have the defense available, but I'm definitely going diminished capacity because she had this cult indoctrination, but threading the needle because, well, she didn't believe it enough to announce it to the world and she hid from having done it. So I don't know how profoundly held a belief it was. How do you thread that?
Look, the kind of jurors that you're going to want in this case, first of all, you're not going to want anyone with young kids. They would be off of this jury if I was defending this in a hot minute. You're also going to want, and I agree, you were looking at, I almost think it's malpractice per se not to be doing the social media mining, if you will, to know what they are, because you give me 45 seconds on somebody's social media and I can tell you pretty much who they are. But in addition to that, what I would want to know in this case is, do you have somebody close to you that's got mental health challenges? Do you have somebody that you've had to deal with who has been either schizophrenia or is in the throes of self-medicating? Because they'll understand just the depths of how insidious mental illness can be. And that is, even if you can get one or two of those people on your jury, it's going to go a long way towards having them with an open mind listen to you.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.